Subic Bay, Philippines. Sirens blare as the morning sun glints off deep blue water. On the pier, military trucks line up beside crates marked U.S.-Philippines joint munitions. It's the most activity Subic Bay has seen in decades. The world is watching as Presidents Marcos Jr. and Trump stride along the waterfront, flanked by admirals. Headlines flash. Subic Bay reopens as U.S.-Philippines ammo hub. For much of the 20th century, Subic Bay was the beating heart of America's Pacific power. After 1992, the American flag came down and Subic fell silent. But now, history is roaring back. Subic's new role as an ammo hub means vast stockpiles, ready for quick deployment. In a world of new threats, Subic Bay is on the front lines once again. As tensions rise, Subic Bay stands as a symbol. Alliances are shields against uncertainty. The news broke after a high-profile meeting. Philippine President Marcos Jr. and U.S. President Trump met at Subic's historic Officers Club under tight security. Cameras flashed as the two leaders shook hands on the balcony overlooking the bay. Their message was clear. Subic Bay would become a joint ammunition and logistics hub, key to regional peace. Marcos emphasized Philippine sovereignty and partnership. "We are reviving Subic Bay as a fortress of friendship," he said. Trump declared, "America is back in the Pacific, and we stand with our Filipino allies, shoulder to shoulder." Detailed agreements were signed, setting up new protocols for ammunition storage and movement. The announcement sent a message. The U.S.-Philippine alliance is alive and adapting for new dangers. Old friends, writing new chapters together. Why does the United States need an ammunition and logistics hub in Asia, especially now? The answer begins with geography and recent lessons in war. The Pacific is vast, distances are immense. Moving ammunition by sea or air takes time, even for the world's mightiest military. In recent conflicts, from Ukraine to the Middle East, the U.S. has learned a hard lesson. Logistics win wars. In a crisis over Taiwan or the South China Sea, rapid resupply is vital. American bases in Japan and Guam are strong, but they are not enough. A single missile strike could cripple them. Redundancy, multiple supply points scattered across the region, is the new watchword. Subic Bay, with its deep water, modern roads, and close proximity to flashpoints, is uniquely valuable. U.S. generals have warned that without forward-deployed supplies, forces in Asia could run dry in days. Subic's revival answers that fear. Here, ammunition can be stored, maintained, and distributed quickly. It reduces the strain on stretched U.S. logistics and adds flexibility to American and allied operations. The bottom line, America cannot afford to be caught unprepared in a new Asian crisis. Subic Bay gives the Pentagon the insurance policy it needs. It is a hedge against risk and a signal to rivals that the U.S. is not leaving Asia anytime soon. For the Philippines, reviving Subic Bay is about more than helping an ally. It's about survival, self-determination, and standing up to threats. Over the past decade, Chinese ships have crowded Philippine waters, built militarized islands, and harassed Filipino fishermen. Manila wants tools to defend its territory and dignity. Subic's new role brings practical benefits. Joint U.S.-Philippine stocks mean faster access to ammunition if conflict comes, whether for the defense of Luzon or the nearby South China Sea. It also means training and technology transfer. Filipino troops will work alongside Americans, learning new logistics methods and gaining confidence. President Marcos has cast the deal as a move toward self-reliance. "We will not be caught helpless," he told reporters. "With Subic, we control our future. The base will be governed by Philippine law, with Filipino officers taking the lead in daily operations. This is not a return to foreign control, but a partnership on Filipino terms." Most importantly, Subic's revival shows the region that Manila is not backing down. In the face of intimidation, the Philippines is making itself stronger and reminding neighbors and rivals alike that it will defend its place in Asia. The U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty of 1951 is not a dusty piece of paper. It's actually a living pact, tested and renewed in every era. Subic Bay's transformation into a joint ammunition hub is the treaty in action, an unmistakable sign that shared commitments still matter. For decades, the treaty has been the backbone of Philippine security, promising that an armed attack in the Pacific area on either party would be dangerous to its own peace and safety. The new arrangement at Subic makes that promise real and tangible. If the Philippines or the U.S. is threatened, Subic's stocks and logistics can swing into action. Both countries gain from this deepened cooperation. The Philippines boosts its defense posture, while the U.S. gets a forward base to support allies across Asia. The arrangement also reassures other nations, Japan, South Korea, Australia, who depend on American strength to keep regional order. This is alliance management at its best. Subic Bay's new mission shows that treaties are not just words, they are steel, ships, and ammunition, ready for the toughest tests Asia can throw. Subic Bay is not alone. It's part of a growing network of U.S. logistics sites stretching from Japan to Australia. Planners call this distributed sustainment. The idea is simple: never put all your eggs in one basket. If one base is hit, others can pick up the slack. In Japan, U.S. bases at Yokosuka and Sasebo act as main anchors. Guam is a fortress in the Central Pacific. In Australia, new facilities at Darwin and Tyndall are taking shape, but all these have limits. Subic Bay adds a vital node, close to the South China Sea, and within quick reach of Taiwan and Borneo. Military analysts warn that redundancy is no luxury, it's survival. China's anti-access missiles could target big, obvious bases. By spreading supplies across the region, the U.S. and its allies can keep fighting even in a worst-case scenario. Subic Bay's deep water port and modern infrastructure make it ideal for this new hub-and-spoke system. In this new age of competition, flexibility is as important as firepower. Subic Bay helps ensure that America's Asian commitments are not only strong, but resilient under fire. Subic Bay's transformation is not just about storing shells. The old naval base is becoming a hive of defense industry activity. In recent years, the Philippine government has declared new military reservations around the bay, and shipyards once run by private companies are now back in action, some with global partners. American and Filipino engineers are working together to refurbish docks and warehouses. New surveillance systems watch the approaches. Private firms are bidding on contracts to repair warships and build patrol boats. Subic's location makes it ideal for these projects, close to shipping lanes, but far enough from crowded cities. This revival brings jobs and technology to the Philippines. Young workers are learning skills in logistics, mechanics, and cybersecurity. Philippine and U.S. navies are planning joint exercises in the Bay, while allied partners like Japan and Australia are eyeing investment opportunities. Subic is no longer just a military outpost. It is a defense ecosystem, linking government, industry, and allies. Every new workshop and warehouse makes the alliance stronger and the region safer. The U.S. return to Subic Bay is heavy with symbolism. For older Filipinos, it recalls memories of the Cold War and the controversial legacy of American bases. But today's arrangement is different. It is about partnership, not dependence. Respect, not domination. Philippine law gives Manila control over all operations. U.S. forces are visitors, not rulers. The sun of the Philippine flag and the eagle of the U.S. are side by side, but on Filipino soil. This arrangement answers past critics and reassures a younger generation wary of foreign entanglements. The symbolism goes beyond the Philippines. Across Asia, countries are watching. Can old allies find new ways to cooperate? Can they balance deterrence with dignity? Subic Bay's revival suggests the answer is yes, if both sides listen, adapt, and share responsibility. Subic Bay is now a symbol of shared resolve. It honors the history of sacrifice, while pointing toward a future where sovereignty and alliance walk hand in hand. The new Subic Bay is more than a base or an ammo dump. It is a sign of how alliances must change to meet new threats. For the U.S., it is a foothold in a region that is now the world's most dangerous flashpoint. For the Philippines, it is a guarantee that it will never stand alone against aggression. This shift sends a message to Beijing. The U.S. and its allies are committed, not just in words but in action. For Taiwan, it means greater confidence that help can come fast, even if crisis erupts. For Southeast Asia, it means that small states have options and that international law is backed by real power. Relations between the U.S. and the Philippines have not always been smooth, but the revival of Subic Bay shows that shared interests can overcome old resentments. It is a test of trust and a sign of hope for the broader Indo-Pacific. As the sun sets over Subic, its calm waters belie the drama unfolding in Asia, yet in the quiet, there is resolve. Subic Bay stands ready, again, a sentinel at the crossroads of history.